Hey guys, Tech here with a video for you guys. In today's video, we're going to talk about the best budget-friendly phone you can get right now in 2022, and that's going to be the iPhone 11, which Apple still sells. And the reason why this is the best budget-friendly phone is because the price that you can get this phone at. So Apple currently sells this phone for $499 for the 64 gig and $549 for the 128 gig. Unfortunately, the downside of this one is that you can't get the 256 gig model from Apple directly because they no longer produce it and manufacture, so you have to go some other site to get it. Now, even better savings and discount is that if you go on eBay or Amazon, which we'll leave the link in the description section for discounted phone, you can get this phone for under even $300. Now, if you compare the phone to iPhone 13, of course, it matches a lot of the features that come on a newer iPhone 13 with a couple of them that are lacking, which we'll discuss here, and that might not even really matter for a regular user. So let's get to the first point why the iPhone 11 is pretty much the best camera here. Again, it has these two dual 12 megapixel camera, phenomenal camera here. Of course, doesn't have three of them, but even with the two, you can really take some amazing pictures on it, even video up to 4K, 60 frames per second, night mode photo and during nighttime, and also portrait mode. So all of the features that you get pretty much on the newer phone you can. The only thing missing is probably the cinematic mode, but let's be real, who's going to be really looking for cinematic mode unless you really care? For a regular user, it probably won't matter. Now let's move on to the next thing why the iPhone, again, 11 is so good, and we think that it's probably the best budget-friendly phone, and why it's so popular is the battery life on this device. So the battery life on this device, you can get almost 17 hours of video playback thanks to that 3100 mAh battery that's installed. So it's a huge battery because of that 6.1 inch body. Again, big battery means longer lifetime and longer for you to use. You can pretty much go through most of the day on a full single charge if you're using it for simply calling, texting, using your apps lightly. Now, of course, if you're a heavy user, probably go through the halfway day before you need to charge. Talking about charging, the phone does support fast charge on 18 or a 20 watt adapter that you can use with the USB-C that will allow you to charge pretty much a phone in 30 minutes up to 50% and even quicker. And we've seen that, we tested that, and it works great here. Now let's move on to the next reason why the iPhone 11 again is going to be the best budget friendly phone in 2022. It's going to be the fact that the phone is going to be supported on a couple more years of major software update. We recently seen that it got iOS 15, although the phone was released 2 years ago. Now iOS 16 is going to be probably released this year. It will get iOS 16, 17, probably 18. So at least expected at least another 3 to 4 years. The phone is going to be good because there would be no reason Apple would be selling a phone that wouldn't be supported for the next 3 to 4 years, because we've seen in the past generation Apple supports their phone for a good 5 years or so. With iPhone 6s, which surprised everyone, they supported for almost. We see in all of that and much more with the iPhone 11 here, and this is why we're going to say the iPhone 11 is a great device. Now you might be wondering, so what is lacking on the iPhone 11? Well, a couple things it's lacking, not lacking, but per se might be nice to have, is that it doesn't have 5G supportability like the iPhone 12 and the 13 lineup do. Now, does the 5G really matter? Again, for some people it might not really matter because 5G is still very new in its infancy stage, so it's going to take some time before we get 5G even mainstream and actually can take advantage of it. The other thing about this phone that you might be wondering, it's an LCD display. That's why it's much cheaper to produce, and that's why you're paying almost half the price than iPhone 13 or 12, which has OLED display on them that costs closer to $1,000 and even much more. So those are probably the two downside of the iPhone 11. But at a price point that you can get a pre-owned for under $300 and a new one around $500, the iPhone 11 again is going to be a device that's going to be pretty much your go-to device if you're looking for a cheaper budget-friendly phone. When multiple colors you can get, you can see we have a purple one, you can get green, white, black. There's also a yellow one, so there's multiple choice for the color personality that you want on your iPhone. So we're going to hear from you guys. If you guys use the iPhone 11, what are your thoughts on it? Leave it in the comment section. Hopefully you guys have something to share, and we'll see you guys next time.